Um, I know it's been a while since I've made videos where I mean the video was not that been it's not hasn't been that long. It's been maybe a week or so. Because my phones are not working. My phone is just not functioning properly. But you know, first of all, I think I've made enough videos in regard of what's been happening to me, and I continuously do. Even though I've already said everything that needs to be said, at this point it sounds repetitive, but the truth is, I know that what's going to happen to me is what's going to happen to me regardless. But I know that this purpose, partaking in this, are just trash that wanted to create a false reality as I'm go through what I'm going to go through, because at the end of the day, I've accepted the reality of what it is. I've not given up in the sense of just letting myself go, but I've accepted the reality of things. And I'm asking God to give me strength for whatever horror I'm going to go through, but I also have to be thankful because I know that everything I ask for God to show me has been shown. And everything I ask in regard of strength, He will give me. And what I've seen this purpose go through, some of it is magical. And I don't even need to ask for this low life to get what they deserve, because they will get it, and it's easy. There's not even an ask needed to be asked, especially when you see this low life. I'm a target individual. I understand what it means. And I know that I am a test subject. Governmental entities are running this program. They are using me as a guinea pig, as a test subject, and they are developing this weapon system, this technology that can completely alter you as a human being. They are developing this weapon system, and this weapon system can not only destroy my body, my mind, well, not just my body, and I can feel my body being destroyed, my organs slowly failing, and I know things are not looking good. Matter of fact, I think what's happening now is just they're trying to prolong things, and so they're doing things to keep me alive for some period, to prolong this, to maximize me as a test subject. And I know the reality of things. Now, I know that they're doing that to people much more vulnerable than me. And as I said, they're attacking my body in these destructive ways, but something they're doing too is my mind is being destroyed. My brain as an organ they're just destroying it, in the sense of I can feel the damage. I can now feel more than ever what somebody with, I believe they call concussion, would deal with. I feel this lightheaded type of feeling that I imagine if I was being hit, or my brain was getting hit, without getting hit, like via energy, this is the feeling I would feel. Like I can feel literally my brain being damaged, not in a way they used to do it all the time, in a sense of just like literally just kind of rewiring my brain, but literally as an organ, I can feel that my brain is damaged, and I can feel like my brain just trying to recover from the damage them making me experience, or them softening up the damage. And I notice that when I'm having conversations, I can just zone out. I just like go somewhere else more than before. Like not the same way they make me go into like this trance state, but more like it's just in a damaged way, not in a orchestrated way where my brain is just put in a trance state, because that's what they're doing too. But they do that. But on top of that, like I said, in my videos I've been saying that a lot. They're obviously altering my brain. They are manipulating my brain to make me experience disgusting reaction. As always, this is part of degrading tactics. And it's the same things. Every time I look at a child, from the little ones to the older kids, nastiness. And when I mean nastiness, I'm being manipulated to experience some disturbing reactions. And then, like I always say, there's this contracted low life, these perps. For me, they come in all shape or form: children, adults, clowns of all sorts. Matter of fact, I think in this case they use more children, because the last few days I've been making sure that they just don't escape from whatever bubble of false reality they've created. You know, they listen to the testimonials of others, because what's happening is, with me, the perps contracting this program try to create a bubble of false reality where there's some adventures and they can make me pay, and they're mapping my brain and they're not manipulating my brain to experience this, but it's something they've seen that it was hidden somewhere, and they come up with storylines that is just comical, right? And so with me, what I do is I destroy that little bubble that they created, which is a psyop. The psyop is to try to cover the reality that this is a systematic manipulation, and this is run by governmental entity using this weapon system. And they do the same thing. They tell me how I'm going to be struggling. Basically, they're going to make me be this destitute. This is something they've done to others. There's people who that had way more than me that lost it all. I mean, they had like a whole life destroyed. And with me, this started with me early. As a target individual, I became a target individual when I started working for this company. I was in my early 20s or mid-early 20s. But then, you're just starting life. So I never really had a full life of acquiring things and making myself wealthy. But this target individual who became target individual after doing so much, having families and all that, and so they lost it all. Women who have accomplished so much, destroyed, destituted. Some of them by choice, because they just try to survive. They just let everything wherever. They just became homeless, because I'd rather die. There's a better survival rate if I become homeless than leave my apartment where I can just rot slowly, being radiated to death. So I understand that this is a systematic way of breaking the target individual till the end, really maximize the TI for the benefit of developing this weapon system. Now, I'm surrounded by trash that do one thing every day. It's just to agitate me, disorient me, and distort reality. Right? Well, the distorting reality is not functioning anymore, so it's more of agitating. So they just agitate me, deflect from the reality of what they're part of. They tell me how I'm going to be raped and tortured, and the reason why they say this thing is to agitate me, or not even to agitate me, to deflect from what they do to even women, because they rape women. This weapon system attack the organs, the sexual organs. They're very mean, evilness, and it's not just evilness because they're doing that to me. That's the true evilness is that they do that to even children. And this program has normalized the way they can do this atrocity to even babies. For example, right now I have people in the hallways. They are perps, and they're civilians. And right now they do everything possible to just distract me from saying what they do to women and children. Matter of fact, I can hear a little child talking, and as they do that, they're forcing me to have sexual stimulation. This trash are low life. They're gonna go to hell for whatever they did, for what they're participating in. The simplicity, let me repeat that, the level of how facilitated it is to do the evil they do is magical, because the government is running this program. So they create an ecosystem where they've normalized this. And with me, I'm not somebody who let these people live in this fantasy, because they want to forget the fact that what I mean is also applied onto children and women. So every day they hear how this woman get raped, how they get tortured, how they get their private part electrocuted, burnt, how these children are being suffocated, sexually tortured using this weapon system. Every day they hear that this entity is running this program are entities that have been working on this technology for years and years. That is obviously them running the program. But at the same time, as they manipulate you to have this nasty reaction, because like I said, the degrading manipulation they make me have toward these children is so disgusting. But the entities running this program have had the issue with pedophilia. I love to keep saying that End National Defense Network Abuse Act. It's a bill that was prompted in 2019 because the entities running this program, the Department of Defense, have had so much issue with download child porn using government computers. Top tier child porn trafficker in the United States, ranked by the Child Protective Service for downloading so much child porn that in 2019, a bill called End National Defense Network Abuse Act was proposed to try to limit the amount of child porn being downloaded by the Department of Defense employees. This is real. These are the entities in charge of this program, developing this weapon system. Now, I know not all the people at the Department of Defense are pedophiles, but I'm just mentioning that because that means there's a lot of pedophiles in these agencies. A lot. And for them to try to make you accept these manipulations, that they have to manipulate your brain in these ways, to make you experience this way, when they're actually working for government entities where there's clear issue of pedophilia, is magical. It's a God-given sense information. As I'm hearing this fucking trash talking to me, living this deluded reality that I always break every day. Death comes to all of us. I'm so thankful that I didn't live life doing this trashy nastiness that they do and be humiliated by the reality. How can I not look at them for the bottom feeders for these pedophiles? The tactics they've done to me is not unique to me. They do that to others. They tell me how they're going to frame me using children. How validating is that? They tell me they're going to say that, we're going to say that you raped a child here. You know how disgustingly trashy is that? Not even because of what that's wrong to do that to me, or to even wrong to make it up in the sense of saying that this person raped you when he didn't rape you is wrong. No. It's wrong for to use a child and put a child in those circumstances where that child is going to be pretending that she got raped. I don't care about that child, by the way. I'm saying that just to understand how trashy these low life are. I don't care that they destroy the life of this shit. I honestly don't. Target individual. Listen, I know I should be like, oh no, for the safety, for the future of your child, don't do that. I don't care. They know what they do. They're opportunists. Let them sell the retards of children into that. And I call them retards for a reason. Excuse my language, but these people, you see a grown man, a grown woman become mentally handicapped. It's magical. But to hear these children, that they already a childlike mind, not fully conscious. Now you add that to the stupidity that they have to be to gaslight a target individual, to agitate a target individual, is a magical, mentally retarded. I will never let this world live this fantasy. These people have been humiliated by the reality of what they're part of. Every day for me, they manipulate me in disgusting ways. I take the screenshot of what they do to me. And I'm going to show the babies. I think there's probably a few here. This. Oh, as I'm saying, doing that, this child here. I don't know if you can see that. On YouTube. Just that. Or these kids here. It's the nastiness. Every time I look at these little babies, stimulation. I saw this little girl with a monster. Stimulations. And try to make me think, no, that's how you experience things when you were a kid. We mapped it. We connected to a reaction that you felt when you were a kid. And with me, they then send this retard of human beings, children, to gaslight me. Say, girls. Well, then the truth is just them manipulating me. And then for me, what they try to do is bring up this dumb stupidity of an act of a child in 8th grade. to try to make me accept it. Now you see what you did when you were in 8th grade? Today what we're doing, we're just bringing the same stimulation and sensation of what you, and as I was saying that, they stimulated me. I was saying what I did in 8th grade, they gave me sexual stimulation to make themselves believe that this is validation. The way they just altering my brain to make me acceptive of this manipulation and so on is disgusting. And they contract this trash of human being who do this easy job of just trying to gaslight you. Easy in the sense that it's easy. You just come out, oh, we mapped it, and go back. That's it. Easy in that sense, but so much of a hit of self-respect. There's no way that you can respect yourself. And I've seen people much more established than these retards that are here tell me they mad me. Participate in this. And it feels so good in my soul to be able to look at this trash. Like, you know how easily I can bring that up? I was listening to this thing here all through this week. The reality of what's happening. That the truth is, we are test subjects. Now, we get surrounded by clowns like this. Literally, that's how pathetic it gets. This is how pathetic it is. By the way, I don't know if they're going to use this childlike person to frame me or something, but this is this retarded of human being surrounding me, supposed to make me think that these things here, let me see. Free will or autonomy, choice. Listen, at this point, I know I have no control of my own brain. My brain is being manipulated. I'm controlled. I'm manipulated. I've accepted the reality. I'm not going to delude myself. I know that they can make me experience whatever they want. Who is they? It's these governmental entities that can do these things to you because they have completely captured the signal of your brain and can alter your brain and make you experience whatever they want you to experience. I've accepted this.
Democracies don't exist. That means religions don't exist. That means if you don't have free will or autonomy or choice, democracies don't exist. That means can be altered. They're not in control of their own emotions. That means if you don't have free will or autonomy or choice, democracies don't exist. They're not in control of their own emotions. That means if you don't have free will or autonomy or choice, democracies don't exist. That means religions don't exist. That means a whole bunch of things. Markets can be shaped, moved up or down at will based on people's preferences. It's total domination of the world. That's how important and why it's kept so secret. I think it's the ultimate weapon, because if you can control the people with their fingers on nuclear weapons, you're one step ahead. So this is kind of the end game. It's full control of the human mind.
And at scale.
That's right.
I understand. My mind is controlled. They can make me have the emotion they want me to have whenever they want me to have that emotion. Then they have special people like this around me that are supposed to gaslight me into like accepting that no, and they say no, we're mapped it. They use terminology to try to say no, what we did is we connected this reaction to something you experienced when you were a kid, and this is and they use these retards. They use these childlike people to try to make you identify with this. The key is not only to make you experience something they want you to experience, but then try to gaslight you into accepting it, like as if you're not being manipulated. As if this here, let me see. If I have this. Unfortunately, I'm having issue to find this. But as if, for example, this.
Bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, first floor, second floor, 2 garage, backyard.
Fortunately, I'm not able to find, but right here. This.
And to interact with the human nervous system in order to remotely pick up on someone's neural network or EEG and not only receive that and monitor it, but manipulate it and place it back into the victim to control their emotions or control their actions or bodily functions for that matter. The other more recent term we have for that is EEG heterodyning or EEG cloning. The difference between EEG heterodyning and EEG cloning would be, let's say, me remotely receiving your EEG and then duplicating it and putting that in another person to give them your same thoughts or feelings or physical reactions. EEG heterodyning would be receiving your EEG, manipulating it to put it back inside your head to give us a desired physical reaction or emotional reaction.
So they create a desired reaction they want me to have. That's degrading. That's disturbing. That's what when I saw this little girl, they made me experience this nasty reaction, and then they scream, little girls. So let me repeat that. When you saw sitting that little girl there, they gave me a reaction. As soon as I get this reaction, I have people like this around me who try to who are wanting to gaslight me. Obviously, I don't identify with it, but they agitate me, I guess, to make me accepting of this manipulation, as if I'm experiencing this naturally. And this is not unique to me. They do this pedophilia type of torture. With me, what they do is when they do this manipulation, they want me to think, what we're doing is we're finding something that you experienced similar at some points in your childhood, and this will bring it back in your brain. So this is how we're just mapping to this. They utilize terminology to try to make me think that I'm not being altered for me to experience that. Because even what they just said means they're altering my brain. Why would you make me experience something I experienced when I was a kid? It's not even what they're doing. They're falsifying and making me have these false memories to make me think I experienced that as a child, but actually making me experiencing that right now. And forcing me to get sexual stimulation toward these kids, these babies. And then you do this noise campaign, these clowns try to gaslight me into what I just said. It's just like, no, we found out when you were a kid. Stupidity. And try to agitate me and try to make me feel nervous or doubtful that my brain's not being altered. Because this pedophilia type of torture is what they've done to others. And it's a weapon system to break you down as a human being, to break your ego, to just depattern you. They have to break you with things that are just degrading. So things like this, I believe, is what she's saying here. Like a target individual like her says these things.
What is referred to as malodorance. This is the alteration of the smell sensation so that I am often made to smell various things, including smoke, burning, dirty diaper, or baby powder, which they sometimes combine with the pedophilia type of torture, including the threat of planted drink.
The pedophilia type of torture. I'm not the first, I won't be the last one saying that as a target individual, they do this pedophilia type of torture. It is a tactic that's systematically used on others. And then they try to break you down into accepting these things. And I'm surrounded by very childish people. And I think at this point, because I'm not identified with it, it's agitating. And they try to deflect, no, but you raped. And there's like, no. They just try to take you away from the fact that there's people validating you in the sense that they do the pedophilia type of torture. And wanting me to start addressing a different topic to go away from things like this.
This is a common breakdown tactic of belief systems and the human will. In no-touch torture, the techniques are more psychologically specialized for each target. Most common examples include homosexual targets that are forced with voices that are derogatory to their lifestyle and similar mental images. Almost all targets are forced to view child pornography in their minds.
This
And
is
vice
not
versa.
unique to me. And they have these clowns working for these governmental entities with issues of that nature, right? The Department of Defense is running this program. And this is what's going on in these entities.
Come under investigation for links to the proliferation of graphic material. Called Project Flickr, some 5,000 individuals have been identified as having subscriptions to child porn sites, including many DoD affiliated persons. So this ongoing national investigation has now